Hello friends, welcome to Dipta's Pathsala. Today we will continue the chapter metals and non-metals, and in this session we will discuss about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So particularly we will discuss their reaction with oxygen and with water. So how do the metals react with oxygen? So you might have seen the rust in the iron. So if you will look at these pictures, you will observe the brown color patches in iron objects. That is nothing but the rust. So what is the rust actually? So when the iron reacts with oxygen in the presence of moist air, it forms a hydrated iron oxide or iron 3 oxide, you can say. So this iron oxide, this is called as the rust. Okay, so in order to understand the nature of the rust or hydrated iron oxide, you can collect some of the rust, okay, in a plate, then add some water into it, then shake it properly to form a solution, and collect some of the suspended rust in a petri dish. Then bring one red litmus paper and a blue litmus paper and dip it into the solution. You will observe no color changes in the blue litmus paper, whereas the red litmus will turn into blue color. In your previous classes, you have learned that the basic or alkaline solutions, they can turn the red litmus into blue color. It means this solution is basic in nature. Iron oxide is basic in nature. Now let's check how the magnesium reacts with oxygen. So bring one magnesium ribbon and burn it in fire. It will react with oxygen, and let's see what will happen. You will observe when we will show it to the flame, it will burn with a glow, and the ribbon will produce a white color ash. That white color ash is the magnesium oxide. It means magnesium reacts with oxygen to produce magnesium oxide. So let's check the nature of this magnesium oxide. We can add some of the water to the ash, white color ash, that is the magnesium oxide. Mix it properly, then collect that drop and put it in a blue litmus paper and in a red litmus paper. You will again observe no color change in the blue color litmus paper, and the red litmus paper again it will change into blue color. It means the solution is basic in nature, and that solution is magnesium hydroxide. So magnesium oxide reacts with water to form magnesium hydroxide, which is a basic solution. Now let's check whether all other metals reacts with oxygen. Yes, the metals reacts with oxygen to form the respective metal oxide. Sodium reacts with oxygen to form sodium oxide. Copper reacts with oxygen to form copper oxide. Here I would like to tell you that sodium metal is very reactive. That's why it is always kept inside the kerosene, because it will not react with kerosene. And again, if we will talk about copper, copper will react with oxygen at very high temperature, or else it will not produce copper oxide. Now tell me, have you ever seen the green color patches deposited over the copper materials or copper vessels? If you will look at this picture, you will observe the green color patches. So is it rust again? No, this is not rust. These green patches are called as the patina. Okay, so is it the copper oxide? No, it is also not copper oxide, but it is the mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. When these materials are exposed for a long time, a dull green color is deposited over it. It doesn't corrode that material, but it protect them from further corrosion. And the copper reacts with water, carbon dioxide and oxygen to produce copper hydroxide and copper carbonate, and the mixture of these two things forms a green color patch over them. So you might have understood now that metals form metal oxide when they react with oxygen, and metal oxides are basic in nature. But there are some metal oxides which are amphoteric in nature. So what is amphoteric? So amphoteric means sometimes these oxides behave like base and sometimes they behave like acid. For example, aluminum oxide and zinc oxide, when they react with acid, they behave like base. If they will react with base, they will behave like acid. You will learn more about them in your higher classes. Now let's learn about the non-metals, how do they react with oxygen? So this is the sulfur powder. So take some of the sulfur powder, which is a non-metal, in a deflagrated spoon and throw it to the flame. You will observe it will catch fire by producing a blue color flame. Now collect the gas produced by it in a container. Can you see the blue color flame? Okay, so but it will produce a white color gas, and that gas is nothing but the sulfur dioxide, because sulfur react with oxygen to produce sulfur dioxide. So let's check the nature of the sulfur dioxide gas, which is a white color gas. Now again we have to put some of the water in this container carrying the sulfur dioxide gas. After putting the water, shake it properly so that it will mix properly. Now bring the litmus paper, dip it into that solution. You will observe that this time the blue litmus will turn into red color. It means the solution is acidic in nature. So sulfur dioxide, when it reacts with water, it produces the sulfurous acid. So metal oxides are basic in nature, whereas the non-metal oxides, they are acidic in nature. Now let's check how the metals react with water. So we will test the potassium metal. When we will put the potassium metal in water, you will observe that it will produce potassium oxide, and again it is soluble in water, it will produce potassium hydroxide. Some of the gas will be liberated. That gas is hydrogen gas, and it will produce some heat because it is highly exothermic reaction. Okay, so now let's check what happens when sodium reacts with water. It will also react vigorously with a hissing sound, and it will catch fire. It will produce sodium oxide. Again, sodium oxide is dissolved, can be dissolved in water. It will produce sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas, with some of the heat. So it is also exothermic reaction. Now let's check how calcium reacts with water. So when calcium reacts with water, it also reacts very fast, and it produces hydrogen gas. So let's check whether in all these three cases the gas is liberated, that is the hydrogen gas. So let's check whether that gas is hydrogen gas or not. So in order to understand this, you can collect the gas in a test tube. After collecting the gas, you can show it to the candle flame. When you will show it to the candle flame, you will observe a pop sound. Can you hear that sound? This sound happens due to the burning of hydrogen. Hydrogen gas burns itself with a pop sound. Let's check whether all other metals, they do react with water or in the same way or differently. Here you can see this in these test tubes, there are different metals, for example, aluminum, copper, iron, magnesium, zinc. When we will take aluminum, it will not react with cold water. It will react only with steam, means it is the gaseous state of water. And copper will not react with the water at all, neither in cold water nor in hot water. Again, the iron and the zinc, they will also react with the steam to produce the respective oxides, means iron oxide or zinc oxide, or aluminum reacts with the steam to produce the aluminum oxide. Okay, but the magnesium, it will react with hot water. So why the metals, they react with water differently? Because it depends on their reactivity. According to the reactivity series, potassium, sodium, calcium, they are very reactive. They can even react with the cold water. But whereas gradually, when you will go down, the magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, lead, copper, mercury, their reactivity will decrease as we will go downward. So magnesium can react with hot water, it will produce the magnesium hydroxide, but the aluminum, zinc, iron, they react with the steam to produce the oxides. Okay, but the copper, mercury, silver, gold, and platinum, these metals, they will never react with water. So most of the metals, they produce metal hydroxide while they react with water and they produce hydrogen gas. So let's check the nature of the metal hydroxide. So if we will take sodium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide in different beakers, every time you will observe the red color litmus paper will change into blue color. It means the metal hydroxides, they are basic in nature. So you can infer that the metals react with water to form metal oxides, and if the metal oxides are soluble in water, they form the metal hydroxide. Now, what about the non-metals? Do they react with water too like the metals? No, the non-metals, they never react with water. But there are some non-metals which are very reactive in air. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus can catch fire in air. That's why it is always kept inside the water, as the non-metals cannot react with the water. So this is all about our today's session. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you are having any doubt, please write it in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please stay tuned to my channel to see my further videos. Thank you.